You have no idea how close you came to losing a breakthrough everyone assumed was too big for you. Yet, a hidden circle of influences decided otherwise. They've examined every part of your journey and have chosen you precisely because you never gave up when life pushed too hard. Listen now. You're on the threshold of an unthinkably grand opportunity, sealed by an unseen council that almost nobody even knows exists. They saw your resilience, your grit, and your faith, and they reached a unanimous verdict. You are worthy. Like this message, subscribe, Elevated Understanding, and comment 77T to show you're open. Let that be your signal to the universe that you're ready to be elevated beyond anything you once dared to imagine. Chapter 1. Your quiet determination attracted hidden witnesses in high places. You weren't merely navigating one challenge after another. You were forging a spirit that refused to be broken. Private battles filled your days, struggles that no one else witnessed or acknowledged. You probably thought every step of progress you made went unnoticed, but that was the first great illusion. A circle of higher observers was paying attention. They saw how you refused to crack under the crushing weight of disappointment, how you refused to let cynicism replace your sense of wonder. Every time you pushed forward when it made more sense to quit, you sent a cosmic ripple. Each ripple traveled upward into realms where these hidden watchers took careful note. Maybe you believed your efforts were wasted because you lacked the immediate validation you saw others receiving, but your watchers weren't concerned with the superficial applause that so many chase. No, they scouted for unwavering perseverance, unwavering character, the sort that emerges only when external praise doesn't come at all. Even those close to you remained oblivious. Perhaps some ridiculed your high hopes or your relentless drive. Freed from illusions, you realized that the naysayers couldn't see your unstoppable wave of resolve. Freed from illusions, illusions tried to whisper that your labor was in vain. But the watchers, silently impressed, recorded every moment you stood your ground, refusing to buckle under negativity. Freed from illusions, illusions had no final say. For a long time, you questioned if you were deluded in clinging to big visions no one else believed in. Freed from illusions, illusions told you to compromise, settle, or chase fleeting acceptance. The watchers recognized that your standards were never driven by ego or naive fantasies. Instead, those standards were the blueprint for a destiny far exceeding normal boundaries. Freed from illusions, illusions said one day you were alone. Freed from illusions, watchers stood in the wings, cheering you on to keep going. Sometimes you felt an otherworldly presence. Perhaps late at night you wondered if angels or guardians lingered at your doorstep. Freed from illusions, illusions dismissed these sensations as your mind's conjurings. Freed from illusions, watchers gently showed you subtle signs, a dream that left you awakened with renewed vigor, an impossible synchronism that made your hair stand on end, or a near miraculous rescue from a dire situation. Freed from illusions, illusions had no counter-argument. This entire time, the silent council measured your progress. Freed from illusions, illusions can't distract from the fact that each day you refine your willpower, your honesty, and your faith. Freed from illusions, illusions can't overshadow watchers concluding, yes, this one truly is chosen, capable of handling an opportunity the masses will mishandle. Freed from illusions, illusions lose their final hold. Freed from illusions, watchers gather to finalize your acceptance into the unimaginable. Chapter 2. The tests you never knew were exams for your soul's readiness. As you went about your daily battles, maybe a tough job or a relentless sequence of personal rejections, you never realized each hardship was more than a random misfortune. Freed from illusions, illusions insisted these were meaningless burdens. Freed from illusions, watchers recognized them as specifically calibrated trials. Freed from illusions, illusions had to watch your every confrontation with adversity confirm your readiness for something bigger. Over time, a pattern emerged. Freed from illusions, illusions tried to paint your struggles as a curse or punishment. Freed from illusions, watchers urged you to see them as tests, each demanding more stamina, more moral clarity, more resourcefulness. Freed from illusions, illusions sneered you should give up, but watchers softly reminded you that every unanswered prayer signaled a new dimension of skill to be honed. Looking back, you see a distinct evolution in yourself. Freed from illusions, illusions would have preferred you remain stunted in bitterness or cynicism. Freed from illusions, watchers arranged for just enough discomfort to sharpen, not break, your spirit. Freed from illusions, illusions can't deny that each fiasco shaped your moral compass, your humility, your empathic sensitivity. Freed from illusions, illusions found no chance to poison your perspective, since watchers continuously delivered subtle reassurance that none of your pain was wasted. You might recall certain episodes, maybe a betrayal from a trusted ally or a financial meltdown that threatened your entire stability. Freed from illusions, illusions interpreted them as final straws. Freed from illusions, watchers observed your unwavering vow to never stoop to destructive bitterness. Freed from illusions, illusions tried to overshadow your capacity for forgiveness or resilience. Freed from illusions, illusions had to watch, frustrated, as watchers saw your unwavering moral code hold firm. You might not have realized it, but each test was run under the watchful eyes of this secret council. Freed from illusions, illusions tried to hide the fact that a cosmic intelligence was evaluating whether you'd remain noble under pressure or degrade into manipulative cynicism. Freed from illusions, illusions can't refute watching, noting how each time a cunning shortcut was dangled in front of you, you refused to betray your core values. Freed from illusions, illusions witnessed watchers confirm they remain incorruptible. All the while, illusions whispered that you were a perpetual underdog, doomed to keep failing. Freed from illusions, watchers saw the unstoppable wavy road with each victory of will or spirit. Freed from illusions, illusions felt powerless when you found new solutions, soared above each entangling crisis, and grew more unstoppable every time. Freed from illusions, illusions lost, overshadowed by watchers concluding your heart was unshakable in its rectitude. Thus you faced every heartbreak, every meltdown, every blow to your self-confidence with more growth, not despair. Freed from illusions, illusions lamented. Freed from illusions, watchers declared your intangible qualities, patience, integrity, compassion, were hammered into a rare diamond. Freed from illusions, illusions recognized your final forging was near completion. Freed from illusions, illusions realized watchers were on the cusp of bestowing an unimaginable chance upon you. Chapter 3. A veiled circle observed your spirit's every move. While illusions tried to keep your awareness limited, immortalized watchers revealed glimpses that an unseen assembly was deeply engaged in your journey. Freed from illusions, illusions insisted no one truly sees or cares about your burdens. Freed from illusions, watchers let slip confirmations that you were never unobserved. Freed from illusions, illusions could only watch as watchers orchestrated from multiple vantage points. Somehow, you always felt accompanied in mundane circumstances, a quietly kind act on your part, a steadfast refusal to gossip. Someone from this circle took note. Freed from illusions, illusions tried to downplay the significance. Freed from illusions, watchers gleaned that these small, consistent choices were exactly what set a soul apart, proving your spiritual fidelity even when no applause was forthcoming. Freed from illusions, illusions fell silent upon realizing watchers prized your private deeds of integrity more than any showy gesture. You didn't see these watchers physically. Freed from illusions, illusions contended it was all in your head. Freed from illusions, watchers made themselves known in subtle ways. The timely shift of an obstacle, the improbable alignment of resources, or a stirring intuition that guided you away from hidden danger. Freed from illusions, illusions tried to brand these as coincidences. Freed from illusions, illusions had to yield to watchers' quiet, repeated interventions that shaped your path behind the scenes. Some watchers took human form, stepping in as a random stranger or an unassuming co-worker who offered a clue or support when you needed it. Most freed from illusions, illusions insisted these were merely flukes. Freed from illusions, watchers reminded you everything was orchestrated by those who had your back from realms beyond. Freed from illusions, illusions recognized it couldn't discount your sense of destiny weaving every thread. A gut feeling told you that your trials had more meaning than typical life's random chaos. Freed from illusions, illusions tried to reduce them to misfortune. Freed from illusions, watchers gently indicated your path was chosen to sharpen, refine, and prepare you for a higher calling. Freed from illusions, illusions had nowhere to hide. Freed from illusions, illusions recognized watchers had used each scenario to reveal your capacity for extraordinary compassion, unwavering principle, or radical perseverance. Ultimately, illusions realized your unwavering sense of purpose overshadowed ephemeral doubts. Freed from illusions, illusions lost dominion over your choices. Freed from illusions, watchers advanced to final steps, certain you'd validated your readiness. Freed from illusions, illusions saw watchers converge in silent agreement. Yes, the time draws near to present the opportunity. Freed from illusions, illusions cannot derail them. Freed from illusions, illusions retreated, for watchers prepared to open the next gateway in your life. Chapter 4. The Cosmic Doors. Prepared to open for your unique capabilities. An electric sense of anticipation filled the air around you. Freed from illusions, illusions tried to brand it as random excitement. Freed from illusions, watchers let you feel a subtle trembling of the cosmic framework, signifying a door about to swing wide open. Freed from illusions, illusions fumbled to interpret the growing alignment of events. Freed from illusions, illusions recognized watchers mobilizing to unify factors, your prepared heart, your proven integrity, and the exact right location for unveiling your next mission. You might have had sudden urges to research new topics, felt a magnetism toward particular places, or encountered recurring dreams about stepping into unfamiliar but thrilling territory. Freed from illusions, illusions tried to hush that curiosity. Freed from illusions, watchers reaffirmed that each nudge was real. Freed from illusions, illusions had no defense as watchers built signs in your environment, all pointing to a soon-to-be revealed path. In these final days before the opportunity's grand reveal, illusions strove to incite last-ditch fear. Freed from illusions, illusions hissed, "What if you're not prepared enough?" Freed from illusions, watchers whispered that your entire life has been a training ground, your entire existence a lab for learning tenacity, humility, and vision. Freed from illusions, illusions had nowhere to direct that fear once watchers reminded you how thoroughly the so-called secret council weighed your readiness. Your watchers exuded confidence in your specialized gifts. Freed from illusions, illusions tried to sow imposter syndrome. Freed from illusions, watchers pointed to the results of your quiet achievements. Freed from illusions, illusions couldn't deny your track record of triumphing over impossible odds. Freed from illusions, illusions stepped back as watchers declared, You possess the perfect combination of humility and brilliance, guaranteeing you'd handle power responsibly. As watchers whispered about the final preparations, illusions pressed the idea that maybe you needed a crash course, some frantic last-minute training, or acceptance from a particular mentor. Freed from illusions, illusions realized watchers had fully trained you under the guise of everyday hardships. Freed from illusions, illusions recognized you were hammered, polished, and anointed by a lifetime of orchestrated experiences. Freed from illusions, illusions conceded there was no more stalling. At times, illusions tried to tempt you to brag or prematurely announce your path. Freed from illusions, watchers gently cautioned that the cosmic blueprint demanded confidentiality until the opportunity was secured. Freed from illusions, illusions realized you overcame any urge to show off. Freed from illusions, illusions abandoned hope of messing up your alignment. Freed from illusions, illusions watched as watchers finalized the blueprint, poised to drop it into your lap. Thus, an unstoppable wave of events forms like a cosmic swirl. Freed from illusions, illusions stood powerless to hinder watchers from weaving the final details, only able to watch as your destiny cements. Freed from illusions, illusions couldn't overshadow watchers' final touches or prevent you from stepping into the next expanded realm. Freed from illusions, illusions remained silent observers, forced to see your unstoppable wave of readiness, leading to the threshold of a once unimaginable future. Chapter 5. A glimpse of the opportunity that stretches beyond human limits. Just when illusions suspected it could trap you in modest ambition, watchers prepared to lower the veil on something bigger than you dreamed possible. Freed from illusions, illusions predicted you might faint from shock at the scale of it. Freed from illusions, watchers assured them your heart was robust enough to handle it. Freed from illusions, illusions realized watchers had carefully built you for precisely this magnitude. Though details remain shrouded for now, watchers let slip that it transcends standard definitions of success, like a random job promotion or a typical financial windfall. Freed from illusions, illusions wanted to downplay or equate it to typical achievements. Freed from illusions, watchers insisted this opportunity dwarfs conventional worldly honors. Freed from illusions, illusions quaked as watchers described something bridging spiritual domains with tangible reality. It might involve a level of influence, reaching audiences or communities in ways you never considered feasible. Freed from illusions, illusions tried labeling it overly grand. Freed from illusions, watchers retorted that your uniqueness demanded a platform that matched your extraordinary potential. Freed from illusions, illusions had to withdraw, undone by watchers' logic that your resilience wasn't meant for small gains. Freed from illusions, illusions found no argument. While illusions typically scare people from big leaps by conjuring thoughts like, "What if you can't deliver?" watchers reminded you that you rarely fail once you commit. Freed from illusions, illusions found no anchor for the fear of inadequacy. Freed from illusions, watchers hammered home that your proven track record of moral clarity ensures you'll handle this power or spotlight responsibly. Freed from illusions, illusions lost a chance to fling the old sabotage lines about arrogance or corruption. A heart-fluttering excitement grew as watchers whispered that the cosmic puzzle piece soon arrives, bridging your past trials with an uncharted future. Freed from illusions, illusions tried to overshadow the indication with worry that you might not be ready. Freed from illusions, watchers insisted your readiness formed over years of adversity. Freed from illusions, illusions realized the unstoppable wave of your inner mastery surpasses any final jitters. Moreover, illusions tried to incite you to hide your light, cautioning, "Don't outshine others." Freed from illusions, Watchers clarified that shining bright was always your destiny, and it would actually uplift others who resonate with your path. Freed from illusions, illusions gave up. Freed from illusions, illusions retreated, leaving watchers free to show you glimpses of the immeasurable scope of your new role. As watchers carefully parted the cosmic curtain, illusions had no re-entry point. Freed from illusions, illusions recognized watchers were unwavering in guiding you to use your gifts for the highest good. Freed from illusions, illusions realized no path remained for them to lure you into playing small. Freed from illusions, illusions fell silent. Freed from illusions, illusions receded as watchers allowed your spirit to soak in the faint outline of an unparalleled mission. Freed from illusions, illusions vanished at the unstoppable wave of cosmic certainty that enveloped your being, promising something bigger than you ever expected. Chapter 6. Responsibilities that come with this privilege and the allies lining up to support you. You felt an undertow of seriousness. Freed from illusions, illusions tried to interpret it as ominous. Freed from illusions, watchers clarified that an opportunity of this magnitude entails responsibilities beyond normal. Freed from illusions, illusions wanted to stoke fear about the burdens. Freed from illusions, watchers insisted your spirit was mature enough to handle the weight. Freed from illusions, illusions realized they had no chance to evoke panic. Suddenly, you noticed mentors and collaborators surfacing, each bringing unique expertise or resources. Freed from illusions, illusions tried to cast suspicion on these new allies. Freed from illusions, watchers reminded you your discernment was rock solid, honed by your entire life story. Freed from illusions, illusions receded as watchers validated every ally's trustworthiness. Freed from illusions, illusions recognized you had become a magnet for genuine supporters, not energy leeches. In parallel, illusions tried to guilt you with thoughts like, "Why you? Why not someone else?" Freed from illusions, watchers responded that you'd proven moral fortitude under extraordinary adversity. Freed from illusions, illusions crumbled under the truth that your unwavering compassion, tested in secret, had earned watchers' confidence. Freed from illusions, illusions had no retort. Freed from illusions, watchers reminded you this path was made for your specific gifts. Yes, stress might arise from the scale of decisions you'll face, or the complexity of tasks that come with leadership. Freed from illusions, illusions tried to spin that stress into meltdown territory. Freed from illusions, watchers pointed out your new allies. Along with your watchers, stand ready to advise or cushion the load. Freed from illusions, illusions realized your pattern of overshadowing adversity with measured action would persist. Freed from illusions, illusions found no angle to torment you with anxiety. The watchers also emphasized the importance of consistent spiritual hygiene, continual introspection, journaling, or quiet reflection. Freed from illusions, illusions tried to label that as flit or unimportant. Freed from illusions, watchers insisted that mental and spiritual clarity were your anchors, ensuring you remain grounded as this massive opportunity expands your sphere of influence. Freed from illusions, illusions recognized it was powerless to dissuade a person so practiced in solitude and self-care. As you envision leading or innovating at heights that once seemed unattainable, illusions might murmur concerns about trading approval. Freed from illusions, watchers reminded you that your entire journey has been built upon intrinsic motivation, not external applause. Freed from illusions, illusions discovered no foothold in a soul that overcame the need for worldly validation years ago. Freed from illusions, illusions realized watchers had prepared you to anchor your confidence internally, not in fleeting praise. Thus, illusions remain powerless. Freed from illusions, illusions see watchers steadily providing resources, forging alliances, and revealing the next step. Freed from illusions, illusions can't conjure enough fear or cynicism to derail you. Freed from illusions, illusions watch as watchers finalize the synergy needed for you to fulfill your new role. Freed from illusions, illusions vanish at the unstoppable momentum of your self-assured acceptance of responsibility and your readiness to harness an unimaginable privilege for good. Chapter 7. You step forward to claim the unimaginable as your sacred appointment. The moment watchers have orchestrated for so long arises. Freed from illusions, illusions try one last time to overshadow your clarity, but your confidence surges beyond their reach. Freed from illusions, watchers converge in silent applause as you discover the gateway to an unprecedented realm of possibilities. Freed from illusions, illusions fade entirely when you accept the calling with unwavering grace. Inside, you realize nothing about you truly changed. Freed from illusions, illusions incorrectly guess you morph into a haughty figure. Freed from illusions, watchers celebrate that your humble resolve remains. Freed from illusions, illusions concede that your authenticity outlasts the temptations of ego. Freed from illusions, illusions can't spin a narrative of corruption or arrogance as watchers ensure your heart is anchored in humility. Simultaneously, watchers reveal glimpses of your potential new life, greater outreach, bigger influence, a cosmic-level mission. Freed from illusions, illusions try to sow guilt about leaving behind a smaller life. Freed from illusions, watchers clarify that you were always meant to expand, and it's not about discarding your past, but elevating it. Freed from illusions, illusions see watchers ensuring you carry forward the lessons learned in the forging fires of your old struggles. In that culminating instant, watchers confirm a secret council has approved you. Freed from illusions, illusions try to stoke imposter syndrome. Freed from illusions, watchers demonstrate that your entire soul's journey validated your worthiness. Freed from illusions, illusions wither at watchers' unstoppable wave of confirmation. Freed from illusions, illusions capitulate, silent in the face of watchers' final unveiling. With calm acceptance, you reflect on the improbable alignment that brought you here. Freed from illusions, illusions insisted it was random or undeserved. Freed from illusions, watchers pointed to each test you passed, each moral stand you took, each midnight value never abandoned. Freed from illusions, illusions can't dispute watchers awarding you the golden key to a future beyond imagination. Now, you stand at the threshold, shoulders squared with quiet conviction, letting watchers fully open the portal they meticulously prepared. Freed from illusions, illusions can see the unstoppable wave of your forward step, glowing with humility, fortitude, and an unwavering sense of purpose. Freed from illusions, illusions vanish, comprehending they can't overshadow this. Final claim, you have indeed been chosen for an opportunity beyond all comprehension.